Hey guys, today right up there we have Sailor Man, wonderful game for the original color computer, and it's running on the color computer 3. And that's part of what I want to show you as an answer to an open tag by MaximumRD. Backwards compatibility. Does it matter to you? Different people have answered it in different ways, whether it's important overall, whether it's, whether you personally wanted it, whatever. Well, the first example to me was with backwards compatibility was in 1986 when I bought the Color Computer 3. I could have got a Commodore 64, which clearly had established itself by this time as the most popular computer ever. The PC was a choice. It had really started to establish itself. The Amiga had come out, but it really hadn't caught on in the US, but I could have considered that. And certainly the Atari ST would have been a very good choice. But none of those systems would run my color computer software or could I use my color computer hardware with them. So, having a color computer plus was vitally important to me. So, I started off right away really taking advantage and really appreciating backwards compatibility. I still think that's very important with a computer today, much more than a game console, because it isn't just the games, but it's also all of the other things with a computer. I mean, if you've got a PC running Windows, a PC running Linux, or a Mac, all of those systems are backwards compatible with earlier versions. So you're taking advantage of backwards compatibility if you've had more than one generation of computer. So I think with a computer it's more so than it is with a game console. But I think it can be very important. I'd say probably the best example is the PlayStation 2. Today we can't imagine the PlayStation 2 not being, as one of the most popular gaming consoles ever. But it was a big deal that, with the PlayStation already established and, with competition from things like the Dreamcast, that you had a next generation of console there that could play the original PlayStation games, so that you had the huge library of games available plus, forward-looking capability. So I think that really helped get the PlayStation 2 started. And maybe it wouldn't have been the dominant player without it. So I think it depends. It certainly can be compatible. A lot of people have used the example of the Atari 7800. I think perhaps that was more important because everybody else, ColecoVision and the like had, add-ons and that would let you play Atari 2600 games. So and of course the 5200, there were other reasons, but the fact that it wasn't compatible, I think it hurt them. So I think that was an important, it was important for Atari to include it, but not that it necessarily was going to make or break the console. So my answer is that for me personally, I've found more so on computers than on consoles that backwards compatibility is very important, and I consider it to be a major plus on with consoles as well. I went ahead and got a PlayStation 2, and one of the things I haven't got a big collection of games for it, but one of the things that I want to run on it is original PlayStation games. And I've toyed with getting the Atari 7800. I really don't need one as much since I have an Atari 8-bit computer, because I think you consider that they overlap some. But I still, one of these days, am probably going to break down and get an Atari 7800. And mainly it's so, as others have mentioned, I can take my Atari 2600, put it in storage, put the 7800 in front of my computer, or in front of my TV rather, and play all my 2600 games on it in addition to my to any 7800 games that I get. So I think that it depends on with a console. only one version of the PlayStation 3 has been backwards compatible hardware-wise. And now there's not even any software compatibility in there. So I don't think it obviously wasn't make or break for PlayStation. Oh, excuse me. I have a little dew here. Anyway, that's my take on backwards compatibility and my personal opinion. I'll leave a link to MaximumRD's open tag, and consider making your own video and posting it as a response to MaximumRD's tag. And while you're there, check out MaximumRD's other videos. He's always got something interesting to say. Very much recommend him. And as always, more later.